Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of A Knight's Ransom. Uh, when we last left this group of slightly intrepid heroes, they had just defeated an Aaron Yeast, who had gone mildly insane and attempted to take a town for herself. Although she seemed to have succeeded for quite a while. So, maybe she wasn't as insane as the party may have thought. Having defeated that and concluding the ghost's unfinished business, the town of Bleakburn was once again clearing up, and they found the birthplace of every warforged in the continent. Every warforged in the continent. Given how cold the kiln was, it is well within the realm of belief that it has been a very long time since a warforged has been constructed. Of course, before we hop into game, I'd like to remind you all about our merch store, which you can find by doing !merch in the chat. And if you have any suggestions about what kind of stuff you would like to see from us as a Dire Bear community as stuff to purchase, join us in Discord and pop on into is it the Eclectic Emporium, Otter? Pop into the Eclectic Emporium with your suggestions. We love to see any and all suggestions. Once again, we do remind you that if you are supporting us on Patreon, we love you to pieces. And we are working on getting some content out for you so that, you're actually getting something for your support besides a week full of fascinating and different games. Without further ado, let's hop in. Alright, party. As you traveled... Oh my god, Zara, did you go out and buy a little dragon to have on your shoulder while playing?
Meet Mitzi.
I fucking love that. I love that so much. Oh, I'm so sad Mom's not here to see it. She'd have enjoyed that too. Alright. Karasef. Also, Otter, I gotta point it out. Karasef's pronouns are a different font than everything else on this page.
Are they really?
Yes, they are. I noticed it last week, and I forgot to say something. It was bugging me all last week.
Oh, Oh, it's a spooky
Why?
him.
What? How?
It is the only one that is like that, so my eyes keep getting drawn to it.
It's
Oh,
fantastic.
please hold. I
Hold on.
will take care of this real quick.
I
Thank
need
you.
to see it. Wait.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
no.
How? I'm so confused.
Paracif's
Welcome.
just as spooky.
Apparently.
I'm a very
Welcome,
spooky
Russell
dude. What
Yeager.
can I say?
Okay, you know what? Because you, sir, have missed, I think, the last 3 combat sessions?
Yeah, I've missed the last 3 sessions as a whole.
There.
I feel bad about that.
No, man.
Hey, look at that. It's a regular he, him now.
Fantastic.
Out of
But I'm
context,
sorry.
that's
It was just
really
like,
a weird statement.
it is, but also, I just kept looking and I kept seeing it, and I was just like, my eyes kept getting drawn to it because it was not consistent with the
I
rest
would
of
be willing to bet it was that Streamlabs issue we were having at the start before stream last week. That
Okay.
something got messed up.
Fair enough, fair enough. Alright, Karasef. I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saving throw. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm just reorganizing my screen to get everything up at once. Sorry.
It's alright.
All right, wisdom saving throw.
Yes, please.
Oh, why'd I click it? I forgot I have real dice now.
Fantastic. I love this. You're keeping the 8, by the way.
Of course.
You already rolled it.
You rolled it. You're keeping it. Alright, you find yourself alone. This is happening roughly about the time that the party is fighting the Aaron Yace and the Warforged Titan. You had stayed back in an attempt to make sure that nothing would come to interfere with the party. And you are left defenseless as you now realize that you are in another dimension altogether.
Not only where did everyone go, where did I go?
Yes, exactly. And, oh, let's see here. How awful do I want to be? Yes. I think this will be perfect. You, sir, have been pulled into a realm that is entirely dark.
Okay.
And I need you to give me a perception check.
Perception. Oh my god, that was a terrible roll. What's my plus perception? Oh, I get +0 on my perception, so that would be a 2. That is a solid 2.
New dice directly to jail.
I love this already. You, sir, now have the feeling that something is watching you.
Just goosebumps, the hairs on my neck rising up.
And not
Looking
just one
around,
thing.
just realizing I still can't see shit.
And not just one thing, but multiple things. But you have no idea where they are. None at all.
I'm just gonna summon a longsword just to have it out and ready.
Okay. For the record, you are going to get to do this combat at level 9.
Cool.
So. And, oh, let's see. Oh, yes, this is going to be fun. It'll be so much fun. Huh. Yes.
don't have any candles, but I've got a tinderbox on me.
Yes. However, as you turn to perhaps deal with what is creeping up possibly behind you on the side that you're not turning towards. So like if you're turning towards the right, this is coming from your left. You feel a blade about 6 inches long sink into your side as you take 12 points of piercing damage and 15 points of necrotic. And Karasef, you and you alone can roll for initiative.
Sorry, how much necrotic damage did I take?
15.
Okay, so I actually am resistant to necrotic damage.
So
So
half
do I
rounded
take
down.
8? Oh,
Half
7 then.
rounded down.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's always half rounded down.
Perfect.
Unless something states otherwise.
It put me at 69.
Sorry.
It's like I planned it. Maybe.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's give that 2 another chance to improve itself. Oh, that was worlds better. So that's with a +3, a 22.
All right, well, you've been stabbed. And you are now very much aware of where it's coming from. Because
Oh,
it
probably in the
stabbed you.
direction of the stab, yes.
Yes.
Yes, there's this strange stabbing pain emanating from this way.
Does a 27 hit you?
No, I have a 43. Yeah, a 27 hits me.
You are going to take 10 piercing and 8 necrotic. I've already halved it for you, so it's 18 total damage.
Doke.
This seems to be a humanoid creature. As your eyes are adjusting to this darkness, because I know that you have dark vision, because you are not a human.
Yes, I have dark vision 60 feet.
Yes, this is a humanoid creature of some kind.
Okay.
Who may be, very much looking to kill you.
Yeah, it sure seems so. Do I have the opportunities to attack it yet?
Yes, because it is now your turn.
Fantastic. In that case, I'm going to use a lovely longsword that I just brought out to smack it. I keep clicking things because I'm used to that. So I'm guessing a 13 isn't going to do much.
Unfortunately not.
Okay, let's give the die a chance with my extra attack that I finally have.
Hell yeah.
And what do I get on the plus for that? I haven't actually had to do this manually ever.
Same energy as it seems I've been impaled.
25.
The 25 is good.
Fantastic.
I'm sorry. Somebody in chat was like, this is the same energy as, I seem to have been impaled.
Yeah, not wrong. Just, I gotta kill it or it's gonna get me. So let's see here. The damage on that is 1 plus something. Okay, so that's 9 damage. The 1 strike. All right, that was my second attack. So I am. Oh, I suppose I can. We'll do it next time. Go.
Well,
That's all I'm gonna do.
Is that all you're gonna do? You're not gonna check your DMs for?
I don't even have Discord up. Hold on.
Oh, that might be a
I don't
problem.
have that many screens.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, hey, that's a fantastic idea. I'm going to smite it. Which is where the hell is my smite option? There it is. Okay. So that's an extra 2d8. Fantastic.
Is it an extra 2d8?
That's what it says.
Keep reading it.
Our first level slot, plus 1d8 for each spell higher than first to a maximum of 5d8. Damage increases by 1d8 if the target is, undead or, so it's undead, I'm guessing.
Yes, it is. So you
Yes,
get to roll
all right.
3d8 on smite.
Well, okay, so out of the first two, that's 10 and 13 total on the smite, which brings
13
it up to
total on
20
smite?
damage total. Yeah.
Okay. So, something to note, as you hit this with your radiant smite, yes? This is the radiant one?
Oh no, this is the divine smite. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Radiant damage.
That radiance, the power of the gods that flows through you, causes a burst of light to emanate from your sword as you deal double the damage with your smite.
Very nice.
Because
It's
this thing is vulnerable
6.
to radiant damage.
33 damage total then.
Yes, sir. You have a flashlight. I love this. I love this so much.
Props go a long way.
I love it. Okay. How much HP do you currently have?
Enough?
Okay. So
Okay,
you're gonna
51.
All right, there we go. You're going to take an additional 12 plus 18 for a total of an additional 30, as I stabbed you twice more. And it's now your turn again. This thing is
Bitsy just
trying to
failed.
kill you.
Yeah, clearly. Let's see here. We're gonna, now that we know where it is and all that noise. Let's see here.
Not only is this thing trying to kill you, but the more you fight it, the more you realize that its shape is familiar.
Here's closer at icon.
Not that icon. Are you appearing closer at this assassin sent to kill you?
Well, I would be definitely trying to pay as much attention to it as I can. It is trying to kill me.
It seems to be somehow an exact negative copy of yourself.
That's intriguing. Why would I be trying to kill me? I know I haven't done anything against my virtues. Well, this one seems devoted to destroying me. I suppose I can offer it the same devotion. I'm going to activate my Radiant Soul as well this round, which is that.
It is a full action to do.
Oh, that is my full action. Look at that. Okay, well, I will also take my bonus action.
Yep.
To cast. Where is it?
But yes, for a thing that slunk out of the shadows, its armor and clothing and everything looks fairly bright.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also going to. Is it? Sorry. I've got two of very similar things.
You're okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll also cast Searing Smite as a bonus action.
Okay. That will be on your next weapon contact.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, and that would be the end of my turn.
Well, remind me, does your protector's soul cause you to emanate a bright light?
Yeah, lasts 1 minute or until the end as a bonus action. And yeah, my eyes and my wings would be glowing brilliantly at this time.
Fantastic. Because it tried to stab you twice more and did not succeed.
Cool. So I managed to blind it in the darkness rather than be a beacon of my location. That's
Well,
excellent.
No, you've kind of done both. You are a beacon of your location and have blinded it in the process.
Fantastic.
And it's now your turn.
Okay. Well, we're gonna just swing with that longsword again, but with the real dice, not by clicking the thing. 15.
That's good. And
All
Searing
right.
Smite activates.
Righty. Actually, with that, so does Radiant Soul. So let's see here. That is
All of
extra
the
radiant
dice.
damage equal to my level. That's level 9, so that's a bonus 9 radiant damage, so bonus 18 damage to it since it's weak to it. Then there is the Searing Smite. Let's see here. 1d6 fire damage. I rolled a 6 on that. Fantastic. And it has to do a save. Constitution saving throw. Okay. So that's if it's a failed save, it takes 1d6 fire damage. Constitution save.
Failed it spectacularly.
Okay. So yeah, dealt the 6 damage, and then on a failed save, at the start of each of its turns, it'll take an additional d6 because it's now on fire for failing the first save. Then there's the normal 2d8 or 1d8 rather from the weapon, which is another 9 damage from the sword. 6, 18, 33 again.
Okay. You gonna do it again?
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot I've got extra attack and that it goes every time. 19.
19 is good.
Okay. So the fire damage isn't going to do any more bonuses, but the sword this time gave me 14 damage, and the Radiant Soul would still do 9 more damage. So 18 because it's radiant. Is that 32?
Okay.
Yeah, 32 that time.
As you slice through this facsimile of yourself, you hear the whisper, "I know what you are. You will never be free of me." Before you are back in what is called the material plane, and your party is coming towards you, successfully having defeated the Aranis. Sasha looking significantly worse for wear.
Yeah, you missed the cool thing.
I kind of ran into my own little cool thing just now. That was unexpected, to say the least. I think I just fought myself. I'm not entirely sure if it was a dream.
Karasef, I'm going to give you a chance right now before the party approaches. Do your wings go away before or after they approach?
As soon as I knew I was safe, I would have put everything away.
Okay. So they still don't know.
Like even unsummon the sword. One of them knows for sure. I think a couple of them know actually because we were in a battle and I've used it before.
I don't think you've revealed your wings yet.
Not the wings, everything else.
Gotcha.
Like they know you're a paladin with the warlock tendencies, but not the.
So far, the only person who
wings.
knows about the wings was someone you were fucking with.
Oh yeah.
After doing some yoga, I believe.
Yeah, Sasha's what was that? Brother-in-law, cousin?
Brother?
No. Teaching me the traits in the back. No, not the runes. Before the runes, I was doing yoga with somebody in the backyard. Hold on, I think it's in my.
Yeah,
my
technically
notes.
brother-in-law.
Yeah, I
Brother-in-law.
learned Tai Chi
You.
from Shiu.
Yep.
Maxim's SO. Yep.
Yep. Maxim's SO, you are correct. Yep. Sorry, I forgot he got introduced.
Yeah, I think they're the only one who know about the wings.
Fantastic.
Yes, an NPC, not even with the party. All right. Then we're going to quickly fast forward through the discovery at the kiln. And you set out following the path towards Silver Summit. With Bleakburn properly, I guess, dealt with, you head northeast towards Silver Summit, hoping that the path through these mountains will be less treacherous and more well-traveled than the one between Traver Crag and Silver Summit that became impassable as the snow fell. You travel for a couple days, and as you travel, Monric, you continue to work on this scale mail in the back of the cart, and you're making decent headway on it. I mean, you're very close to having the front put together.
Cool. It's something I'm definitely devoting as much time to as I can.
Yes. And then you approach the base of a mountain, and there is a winding, turning path that leads closer to the water. This path is wide, well-traveled. Even though it doesn't look like it's been traveled on recently, the road still looks to be fairly well kept, despite the lack of tracks. Definitely wide enough for an army to pass through.
Guys, I think I know this place. I think we're getting near my rock.
Your rock?
My thinking rock.
Are we making a pit stop at said thinking rock?
Is it like it thinks for you? I'm not.
I'm sure Orion has more thoughts in their head than a rock would. One would hope. Kitchen's made of clay.
It's just a bunch of rocks on a wheel spinning inside Orion's head. That's it. Just
You
rocks.
God.
sometimes if we're listening just close enough, we can hear like the soft little like
Sounds
when
like
they
a
smash
rock
together.
tumbler.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are gonna be such pretty rocks when they're done, though.
Oh my God. Whole new meaning to smooth brain.
God, get out.
Exactly, Russell. You get it. No, the rock doesn't think for you. It's a
Oh
wonderful
my God.
place
Somebody
to
sent
ponder.
me that GIF earlier.
It's a good GIF. I mean, it's kind of on the way, if you guys don't mind.
I don't see why
Elita
not.
said there's a shrine there
Have
now.
fun.
That'd be pretty cool to see.
We're still making good time, right?
I mean, we cleared through Bleakburn in 2.5, 3 days. I think we're ahead of schedule.
No, you've sort of gotten back up to the point where you're now once again 2 weeks ahead of the army.
Okay, perfect.
Due to the
So-
time that between Traver Craig and Warrington that you spent in the two towns, you sort of fell behind, but not having to spend quite so much time in Bleakburn has allowed you to catch up. Or I guess get back on track.
It is a lovely view.
I don't see why not.
Well, it's a good thing it is 100% on the way.
Perfect.
Righto. I know the way from here. And I guess I'll start leading the way down the edge of the mountain towards the water.
Right.
Okay. As you continue on, it takes about 3 or so hours to reach the start of the incline towards Orion's rock. And as you travel, you find hang on. Words. It seems as though a shrine has been erected around your rock. Not as if people thought that you might be of the godly bent, but that there seems to be an appreciation for the idea of all of the thinking that you would have done here, seated on this rock.
I do hope they didn't ruin the view. Is it
As
fully encapsulated, or is it open looking out over the water in the
It's
expanse?
still open, looking out over the water, and it has been preserved. To the point of there seems to be signs written in multiple languages that one is not allowed to sit upon the stone that you yourself sat on, so as to not mar the I guess beauty of the space.
Well, that's just silly. I didn't come all this way not to sit on my own rock.
Go for it. Sit on it.
And I'm going to work my way up the very eroded footfalls up the side of the rock up to the top of it and sit down in a very well worn indent of my lower torso in the top of the rock.
Yes. As you do so, the rest of the party, could you please give me perception checks?
13.
That
5.
24. 18 plus 6. I always thought I had a plus 5. I was jipping myself on that.
Love when that happens.
I didn't even realize. I don't know. Another
Did it
boy
go
with
up
eyes.
with the level up?
I don't. It must have. I don't know. It's
'Cause
plus 6 on.
I think we got another proficiency bonus for level 9. I did.
I'm a plus
Like,
4.
so okay, there's a good question actually then. I have a plus 6 in perception. My no, my perception goes off wisdom, doesn't it? Yeah.
Mhm.
I must have. It's a 2 regularly, and then it goes up to a 6. My
Yeah,
wisdom's
so
low.
your proficiency would be adding 4.
Yeah, okay, then yeah. So that, yeah, never mind, it's fine then. It is right. It must have gone up then. Apologies,
It's okay.
my clown.
Sorry. Sorry, Q, what did you roll?
24.
Thank you. And Karasef, you said a 15?
13.
13. The two of you hear what seems to be the quick footsteps of a vast number of people in sandals.
Oh no.
They'll be back, and in greater numbers, too.
They walk in single file, so you don't know how many there are.
You wait. Because there sounds like there's a lot of them. And then, as they arrive, you realize that these are not warriors. These are not people here to fight. They seem to be scholars. However, they seem to be very agitated scholars. And they proceed to demand that whomever is sitting on the rock of the thinker must stand and get off the rock.
But it's the thinker that's on the rock.
The thinker disappeared millennia ago. It cannot be the thinker.
Yeah,
course
no,
it
this
did.
guy's...
Why would I
Yeah.
get off my own thinking rock?
Immediately, all attention is turned to Orion. There is shocked murmuring, followed by surprised gasps. And, they are sort of half, they're sort of like half, disbelieving and half immediately believing that you are who you say you are.
Do I not fit within the space that I sat before?
You do. But no mortal could live as long as it has been foretold that you've been gone.
And yet here I am. Thank you for keeping this so nice for me. I like the roof. Keeps out the rain.
If you are the thinker, might we inquire as to some proof? Some of them won't believe you are until there is proof. An indentation, unfortunately, is not enough.
Okay.
Who is it that created you?
How would you know the answer to that question if it was so long ago?
Well, there are various theories. One that we have all managed to actually come to consensus about.
So you're asking him a question that you don't even know if it's true or not, the answer that you have. You've all agreed to an answer, sure, but
Well,
what
we
if
have all agreed to an answer that is the only answer that makes sense.
what makes sense to you, I'm afraid, may not make sense for Orion. They are their own being in their own right.
If they are, then
I have
perhaps you
no
should
issues
let them
answering the
answer.
question. I mean, to be fair, to be a seeker of truth, it is necessary that at least once you doubt as far as possible all things. I came from the hands of Prometheus.
Then, yes, we do believe that you are the thinker. After all, for the thinker to have been who we thought, the age that they must be um, would actually have to be of quite a few centuries, if not millennia, at the very least. And back then, Hephaestus wasn't even a thought or idea in the mind of Hera and Zeus.
I mean, to be fair, Hera and Zeus weren't an idea either.
So, Thinker, it is our pleasure to welcome you to the Monastery of Philosophers.
Oh, a whole monastery.
Yes, we spend many of our days contemplating the ideas and questions of the world and universe around us.
I can support this endeavor. How long has this been here?
This has been we have been maintaining this particular, well, not particular. We have been maintaining this for the last, I believe, century. Before that, it was a group from Bleakburn, as they claimed that you were one of the first of their war-forged brethren.
Well, I can say I certainly didn't come from Bleakburn. But I
Really?
guess in a way I'm related to the ones they created. Maybe a bit further removed time-wise, but of the same kind. My first memories of sentience are of here, of right where I
So
sit.
your first conscious thought was here.
Yes.
Ha! I told you! None of you believed me, but I told you! And it is immediately a flurry of back and forth of, well, we couldn't have possibly have known that, and, they seem to be a little bit sort of, I guess, discombobulated on their, agreement, I guess. But yes, the one that has been talking to you is proudly extolling the fact that she was right. But you are all offered to come back to the monastery if you so desire to see to tour the monastery itself. After all, when not confronted, but when posed with the reality of having the thinker in front of them, they are much excited to be able to ask you a variety of questions and get your ideas perhaps on their philosophical question of the day.
This is going to be a great show. I'm in.
Well,
Sounds like a blast.
I did bring my friends here to enjoy the lovely space that is what is now this shrine. Could we meet you there?
Of course. I'm so sorry. My manners. Where are my manners? This woman is tall, lithe, is a full-blooded elf. Please hold. And she tells you that her name is Lena, Leena,
Okay.
and that she has been here at the Monastery of Philosophers for the last almost 400 years herself.
Okay.
The shrine, like the protection of the stone had only occurred the last century or so, but she has been there since some of the older generation have passed.
Well, it's lovely to meet you, Lena. If you can point us in the direction of the monastery, it seems everyone else would like a visit. We'll head up there shortly.
Okay. And she gives you very detailed instructions on how to get back up there before her and the other 26 philosophers head back to the monastery.
Just going to kind of let out a large sigh once everyone leaves and just like lay back on the rock. This is a lot. I didn't expect to have people here.
Seems like you've gathered quite the following, Orion.
It gives you something to think about, doesn't it?
Good thing we're at your rock.
Good use for such a throne.
I mean, to think is enough of a thing to ponder for them to follow. It's a whole other thing for that focus to be me. But who am I to hog this all to myself? Would anyone else like to come up and enjoy the view? It is quite lovely.
Sure. I'll go
Sure,
I'll go
I'll-
take a peek. Yeah.
I'll climb on down.
I'll let Sasha go first.
Thank you. I won't take too long. Time to take a little sneak peek. Oof.
You're going to give me a straight wisdom check.
Yeah. 18. 12 plus 6.
You find a calm and a peace come over you as you are sitting here on the rock. It's something that you're familiar with.
Okay.
Because this is what it feels like after a successful shift where nobody was hurt. You were able to run your energy off, hunt to your heart's content, not, without hurting anybody, right? Like, you were able to, like, hunt deer or something, like other animals.
Yeah.
After a savage massacre.
And it is the relaxation that comes with it.
Okay.
That sated knowing of a job well done.
Oh.
At the end of a run.
Okay. This is quite nice. Okay. Monarch, coming up. And I'll head on down, switch with Monarch.
All right. I'll head on up.
I need you to also give me a wisdom check, please. Wow. You as well, as you sit and relax and just let your mind calm the sight and gentle lapping of the water against the shore. You find inner peace, as if you have just successfully crafted a master-worked piece of gear. It is the satisfaction of a job well done.
Wow, Ryan, this really is an awesome spot.
This is the satisfaction you're assuming you're going to get when you finish that scale mail.
Oh, yeah.
Zara?
Well,
What?
I'll enjoy
I'm sorry,
a few
my
deep breaths and then let myself down.
Okay. Are you also going to partake of the thinking rock?
Oh, absolutely.
Give me a wisdom check, please, dear.
$10.
The feeling of peace that you get is not as profound as the other two. Maybe it's because you just recently fought a dark version of yourself, but your mind is not able to settle the same way the others was able to. And
something does weigh heavy on my mind.
But you find a little bit of peace, calm, relaxation.
I breathe it in for a moment, and then I yield the chair to whoever is next.
So yeah. Orion, your party has found enjoyment out of, well, not enjoyment, but they have found the same sort of peace that you did when you first experienced your first conscious thought here at the rock?
The view only gets better the darker it is. Nighttime is really my favorite time to enjoy this spot. It's almost as if the heavens are opening up to you.
Well, thank you for sharing it with us.
Yes, thank you for indulging me. It's been a long time since I've been here. Little piece of home, if you will. I'm not sure what waits for us at this monastery. I'm kind of curious, and also I'm not sure what they've been philosophizing for the time they've been here.
Okay. You head on up to the Monastery of Philosophers. This monastery is a simple building surrounded by a small amount of farmland, a small amount of livestock. This is a self-contained area. They are 100% self-sufficient. There is no need for outside traders. This seems to be a place where all sorts of political strifes where you have come from are left outside of the door. When you enter here, the only thing that matters is debating the philosophy and the questions posed that day. Everybody seems to have their own set of chores. As you walk up, there are a few that are already working on the day's chores, that are weeding the fields, that are gathering fresh produce for the meal that night. There is a smokehouse that is going quite profoundly as they're curing whatever they butchered earlier that day. Everybody here seems to have a particular set of skills used to prolong the sustenance here for everybody at the monastery. Kitchen, if he were here, would be fascinated.
I wonder if they need a smith.
There is actually a small blacksmith's area and a couple smiths working, although they don't seem to be making weapons. They seem to be repairing pots, pans, and the like. You know, remaking plowshares and whatnot. As you approach, Lena moves up to greet you. Today, if you would all care to join us for a meal, we never turn away weary travelers. All we ask is, in exchange for our food, that you participate in debating our question of the day. That is all we ask.
This is Otter laughing.
Because
Sounds easy enough.
Because after all, despite our varied life experiences, it is always helpful to get others' opinions and views so that our conversations never drift to being one-sided. After all, we are not a group that always agrees on things, as you saw. So if you would come with me, she leads you into what is a mini amphitheater. And this is very clearly the main room of the monastery. There are a couple raised platforms that have chairs on them, and a central podium for the main speaker, who would sort of control the flow of the debate to make sure that nothing is getting too heated and that everything remains a philosophical discussion without insults being thrown across the room. Quite a few of the philosophers are already there, and a few of the others finish up their chores and join you. You are all offered seats in the front row to get the full experience of the monastery. And Lena stands up to the podium and poses the philosophical question that they would be debating today. And the question is, oh, let's see. I had to actually look up a bunch of philosophical questions, and now there's so many, and I don't know which one to pick.
Welcome to my note sheet. I think I'm up to like 30 pages of philosophy notes right now.
The question is, do governments have the authority to regulate what people do?
Isn't that the very nature of government?
You asked the question. Do you ask that in character?
Yes.
Okay. One of the Goliaths on the other side of the room speaks up. Many of our tribes function without a structured government like what you see in Silver Summit. And yet we seem to have very little in the way of corruption or problem. Everybody does their jobs as they're assigned, or as they're capable of being done, and the tribes function well.
I guess
So I
a
don't
follow-up
believe-
question would be, what would you consider government?
A Tandrak, looking like an old, wizened oak, speaks up. A government is any full-bodied council of people, humanoids, sentient creatures, that then pass laws and make sure that they are upheld. Even within your Goliath tribes, there are chieftains and tribal leaders and shamans, and that is a government. Basic and, well, tribal as it may be, it is still a government that governs over your tribes. And then another. And this, it starts becoming a very rapid discussion. Somebody else pipes up asking, but this is the question about whether or not governments have authority. Do we take the example of the Farron government, who is a monarchy, which is a person of royal blood, which was something arbitrarily designated to somebody, and do we see them as having authority even though they were not, say, elected into office due to rights of combat? And then another person speaks up, well then, shouldn't everybody have a chance to vote no matter where they... And it is going into a wide and spread conversation this is clearly turning into a fairly heated topic, just off the 2 questions that you two have posed in addition. Feel free to chime in with your own opinions. Do governments have the authority to regulate what people do?
Well, I think it's the very nature of government to do that. So by that statement, they certainly do.
There seems to be a small murmuring of agreement. Before somebody else pipes up and says, if they're not elected, then they should not have the authority. An arbitrary set of rules is just an arbitrary set of rules that is then enforced by the person who believes that they have the power, and power should not necessarily be associated with authority. There are a few insults being thrown, but as soon as they start, Lena sort of puts a stop to it almost immediately.
Well, power and authority are 2 very different entities, or currencies, if you will. Even in the Goliath tribe with the chieftain, in monarchs, in voted government, that power inevitably comes hand in hand with the influence behind it. And they may or may not have authority to do what they're doing, but unless an equal or greater force can say otherwise, how does one stop it? Governments rise and fall. That is history.
This is true. And then Lena speaks up. So, how would one then legitimize the authority in so much as to prevent corruption? And that starts a whole different conversation on policy that she sort of posed so that you guys could depart the debate room so as to not just get pulled in and stuck here. Matter of fact, she calls down somebody else to take over the podium. And offers, if you guys were willing, to give you a small tour of the monastery.
Sure.
I would very much enjoy that.
Just remember
definitely.
before we leave, everything you hear is but your opinion. Anything you see is perspective. That does not equal the truth.
Which launches into a whole other debate, because you can't stay to moderate. She does quickly, usher you guys out, because she has a feeling that if you stick around, this is just gonna go in circles. And yeah. And so she leads you amongst the yards that the monastery has. Like I said, there was a small pasture field. There is a small garden. It's, of course, big enough to feed those that are there. There is a small pottery kiln. There is the blacksmith area. A place for loom weaving and roving for yarn and whatnot. This is a 100% self-sufficient monastery. It requires no outside help whatsoever. Also, welcome, Mom. I heard you pop in as we were doing the philosophical discussion.
That's okay. I may have been muted because I'm coughing, so.
Welcome, Fred. We're exploring, I guess, my fan club? Question mark.
Mm.
Yes, Orion.
Effectively.
Would you like to give Fred the update of what she has missed?
We traveled from Bleakburn and took a slight detour to what I have been calling my thinking rock.
Okay.
Upon finding it, there was a shrine around it and signs telling people not to sit upon it, which I thought was rather silly because it's my rock. So I sat on it. And a bunch of folks in sandals came running down the hill yelling at us to get off the rock. They asked me some questions to try and verify that I was, in fact, the person that sat on this rock. And they have a monastery here based on philosophy.
Cool.
The party took turns sitting upon the rock and enjoying some of the peace it brought. And now, after a debate within the monastery, we are getting a tour.
Awesome. Cool.
Oh my god. Russell, thank you so much for Orion and his Philosopher Fan Club fan art. I love this. Two
We
pieces.
have fan art?
We have fan art. I'm sorry, I was quickly checking the channels because there was a message in there. Russell, thank you so much. You know what? I didn't have a picture in my mind about how these philosophers dressed. Well, I do now. They all dress in the same yellow robes that Orion wears. Which was a lucky guess on their part. And, yeah, the philosophers of the monastery now dress in turmeric-dyed yellow robes. Oh my god, I love that. I love that so much.
Which channel is it posted in?
Art.
It's an art.
Ah. Fantastic.
I love it so much.
I am so here for that.
Okay. Lena, sort of, thinker. Might I ask you a question? After this one.
Sure. The answer may not be what you're hoping for.
Where did you disappear to? When we first discovered the Thinker's Rock, there are records of a search being sent out for the being that wore such a exact seating. But we couldn't find you. If it's not too painful, might I inquire as to where you went?
This answer will require me to reach out to the DM.
Okay.
What is the name
Reach
of that
away.
mountain range?
Ah, shit!
Asking me questions that we don't have an answer to. What's
No!
up?
Little known factor, it's Man Spider Mountain.
I can tell you with a surety it is not Man Spider Mountain.
It is the home of the men spiders and then the women spiders. Because it is the mountain range that has a basin through it because of a Titan fight. I know that.
Yes.
That's how the basin was formed and the range was formed. But I have
So-
nowhere in my notes of a name of that mountain range.
No, because I never gave them a name. So
Ah!
the side that you were caught on was called the Bellcola Rise. So Bellcola Rise. Where the other side of it was called wound up being called the Gushu Peaks.
Okay. Gushu?
Yeah, it's written on the map.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Gushu is actually one of the towns on the map.
Poor Bushu, never talked about you till now. Well, I spent an extended period of time within the Bellicola Rise, as what you call it nowadays.
Did you wear yourself a new thinking spot?
In one way, yes. In others, no.
And would you be so...
More of a forced place to think than one I freely go to.
Ah. Very well. Would you be willing to put forward a philosophical question to be debated?
Ooh.
I think having a philosophical question from the thinker themself?
I never understood the pronoun thing for myself. They is fine.
I think having a question from the thinker themselves would be a topic debated for nigh on a full week.
Let me consult my book. I will start flipping through the pages in my book, because I
course.
have a thing on my brain, but I don't know words from it. Can one truly step twice in the same river?
That. Yes. That will be debated for a solid week. Thank you, thinker.
You're welcome.
This might be the closest any of us ever come to meeting a god.
I would not consider myself anywhere close to their like. I'd prefer to just be a thinker, if that's all right.
Of course. I didn't mean to imply that we thought of you as a god. But given your mysterious disappearance and the debate about whether or not you still existed, it puts you in the realm of godly, in so much as many of us will never actually experience meeting a god until Thanatos comes to collect our souls. But now that we do know that you exist, I think perhaps, if you would allow, we might call you acquaintance. And should you choose to come back and continue to debate with us, perhaps friend.
Sure. I don't know a timeline of coming back through this way, but if you're still here the next time I come through, always happy for good thinking.
Thank you, Thinker. That would please the whole of the monastery.
Hopefully it's not another 2,000 this time. It's a little too much.
Yes. You are offered warm beds for the night before you are able to, or before you are free, I guess, to move on.
Sure. I do have one thing I would like to do before bed.
Yes?
I would like to make my way out to the rock and take in the stars for a bit.
Okay.
And after some reminiscing, I'd like to take a moment to check in on a friend. I would like to cast Scrying
Mm-hmm.
on Calix Quen.
Okay. Quentin! You still have access to Calix's sheet, yeah?
Yes. Oh,
Orion,
God.
what does Quentin have to roll?
Please hold, because there's a bunch of minuses associated with this, because I'm familiar with them.
So
Or I guess the better question is, what is the DC that you need to beat?
So DC without any modifiers is a 17. Because I'm familiar with them, they have a -5. And because I have their likeness or a picture in my book, it's another -2. So -7 total.
So it's a DC 10.
No, that would be increasing the DC. They would have a -7 to their roll.
What do they have to roll? What
Tech,
save do they have to roll? Sorry, let me rephrase.
that is a
17 plus 7.
yes, wisdom save.
I only have Calix at level 5 still.
That's fine, just roll it.
I'm using Adira's dice for this. I don't even think I beat that. That's a dirty 20, but she didn't beat it.
No, you'd need a 24.
You know, I did roll, actually, even with a nat 20, I still wouldn't have beat it. Because unless Calix was leveled.
What are you particularly scrying for, Otter?
I'm just checking in.
What are you doing, Calix? That's a name I haven't said in a while.
What's Calix doing? What time of day is it? Sorry, like night? Is it night?
We're
Yeah.
in the night.
Probably sleeping in his bed.
Would he though? This
Are
man
you
got
fu-
into a lot of trouble.
Calix is also epitome an old man. When he sleeps, he needs to sleep at it. He's like, listen, 8 o'clock hits, I'm going to fucking bed. And then at midnight, I'll probably get up for the rest of the night because he's the fucking horrible sleeper. He is literally like the idea of early to rise, or early to sleep, early to rise. I wish I was kidding. Calyx got in a lot of trouble when he's awake during
Why
the
is
day.
he such an old man?
He's an old
Well,
man.
This
Listen,
would have
he's
been
very-
later in the evening.
Later in the evening,
Let's say it's before Calyx goes to bed.
before Calyx goes to bed.
God, that would be so fucking creepy. You just scry on your friend and they're sleeping.
No,
and
you
just
scry on
sit
this
there-
acquaintance, actually. Sorry.
Sorry, acquaintance.
Listen, at least I'm not like casting Dream and just popping up in your dreams like, hey buddy, how you been?
All you what the fuck?
That
Except
was
elves
an
don't-
option.
Except elves don't technically dream.
He's not
Yep.
an elf.
He's a Genasi.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sasha's an
forgot.
elf.
I forgot.
Yep. Dream was an option for this level. Just pop in and be able to have a conversation with you for your whole dream and control the whole thing. Hey,
It's
what's
just
up?
full of swears.
Welcome to Minecraft.
Okay.
Here's a pickaxe.
Put on him. Here's a pickaxe. Let's go. Oh my god. He would probably just be cooking for his partner. Honestly, how his partner survives when he's away on missions is beyond him. Because he's the one that cooks. He's a very boring man outside of his job.
How did you cause so much trouble with the party? And then when they check on you after, you are living in like domestic wedded bliss.
Oh, he still goes out and like causes an absolute fucking ruckus. Except here at home, he's like, I'm not here to cause ruckus. I love my husband.
Ah, you know what? There is a small little hiccup.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh.
You have successfully managed to get your little sister away from your parents.
Ah. Fuck. Alright. Well, he's cooking for 2. He's also tripping over cats, dogs, and a raptor.
Oh,
Who he
fuck
just
the
like throws a
raptor.
chunk of meat out the window and Indigo catches it.
This is now like a medium-sized, well on its way to adulthood raptor.
Oh yeah, she tries to sleep on the bed and like there's literally no room for anybody. 2 fully grown adult with 2 cats, a fully grown dog, and a fucking medium-sized raptor. Listen, Calyx is doing his best to train that fucking raptor to stay outside for now. Until bad weather hits. I mean, she has free roam in the yard, so it's fine.
You get the feeling nobody comes and bothers them.
Oh yeah, absolutely not.
That's why Calyx is in such domestic bliss. There's no one else around to interact with.
He's like, this is perfect for me. Like, Wilder goes out, that's fine. Like, Wilder will go out and do stuff, but he's just like, he'll go. And if something burns down, well, time to go home.
Cool. I mean, the sensor's invisible, so I don't think they're gonna notice, but
Oh yeah, no. Calyx leads a very boring life. He's good with money, and he's good at killing shit. He's living the dream.
Yeah, he is. But Otter, you have checked on your friend, and your friend seems very happy.
my friend
yeah,
seems
like,
to
you
be
can
doing
even see-
very well.
You can see Calyx like smiling. He never smiled with the party.
Yeah, it's a
Here he
weird
is.
expression on his face, which is not one that you are familiar with.
Oh, I will be. I'm gonna draw that shit.
You literally send it in the mail to him. I like when you smile. And it's just a picture of him smiling, and he's like,
You see,
Calyx would show up. Calyx would
Listen,
show up. I'd have
listen,
to give Sasha
the
a break
message
so the
would
couch could
far
cause all
be-
the fucking chaos.
the message would far be closer
Oh
to,
God.
I'm glad to see that you're happy back home.
Alex
You know what?
would be
It seems to bring you great
pissed.
joy.
Oh my god. The fuck are you doing?
Oh
You'd
my
hear him the
God.
next like 2 days. He'd be like, "You fucking spying on me?"
Orion, I'm not sure if we can kill you, but I think Calyx might figure out how. If you
Oh, you
said
better
that, like,
fucking believe
Calyx
it.
will figure out a way to kill you.
Calyx is about to spend all his life savings on the one fucking like. He's the big bad at the end of the fucking thing. That's what happens.
You wish.
Oh, he could be. Believe me.
If you can remember, you're mad at me. Does that make
God.
me Santa? He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
That just to dye the beard.
Just buy yourself like a bunch of like stuffing from something and put it on your face and under your cloak near your belly. Yeah, put a pillow under there.
All right.
God.
Is there
But no,
anything else that...
I'm satisfied with that. Just wanted to check in for a minute, make sure they're doing okay. If I could smile, I would, because that was a lovely scene. And I'll take a minute to draw Calyx smiling with the book. Back in the pages about Val or Calyx, depending on the day.
All right. Okay. Party. Is there anything else that you want to do here at the Monastery of Philosophy before you move on?
How long have we spent here?
12 hours.
But we're staying the night?
No. Well, this is like, if there's not anything else that you want to do, I am going to...
Oh, okay, then we're spending the night. Okay. Cool. Okay, no, I'm just double checking.
Like, this is a chance if people want to RP and or if players want to drop lore.
No.
I'd like to spend a little bit of time at the forge, but
Sure.
that's about it.
Yes, go ahead. Roll me a performance check, please.
Why is it always performance?
Because that is what you have to roll to do things. And I don't know why you're complaining. You rolled an 18.
Yeah, it rolled okay. I'll give it that.
You now officially, after about a week and a half's worth of work, basically for 8 hours a day, as you're traveling, you have the front of the scale mail armor done.
Nice.
I feel like I've dropped an appropriate amount of lore for this evening around everybody.
Okay. Hey, I had to ask.
Yeah, if anyone so wants to speak on it, I'm happy to. But the last time I clarified chatting with Monric, it got complicated. So if no one is asking about it, I'm not going to divulge more.
Karasef might comment that this place is far more well taken care of than the monastery he used to live at. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Where was your
Fantastic.
monastery?
It's no longer there.
Where was it?
I
Or
can't
when
remember
was
the name of
it?
the town. Canonically, I can't remember the name of the town. But it burned down.
The town burned down?
Well, the town burned it down.
That poses far more questions.
Sure it does. Asking them for many years.
Does this mean I have acolyte?
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
But not in the way that you would be able to use them.
I wouldn't. This is Orion.
Yes.
They don't
No.
think that way.
As the DM,
Just-
I want to clarify that you cannot use them. They are unusable NPCs.
Well,
Wait,
you
is there like a
see,
messaging system that you can get with them so that you can send them like a question of the week?
if I eventually stumble across some sending, that is a possibility. But
You could
also,
possibly pay to have a set of sending scrolls made.
yes, but I'd like to be able to send things other places than just here.
Well, of course. But the sending scrolls wouldn't take any material cost.
hmm
But they only go between the two. That being said, who has the sending scroll for the party?
Orion.
Probably Orion.
I am the
He's
keeper
the
of
carrier
weird shit.
of many things.
Orion, you feel this really insane urge to check the scroll.
Man, it'd be a shame if I didn't. But yes,
It
I'll
actually
check the
probably would.
scroll.
The message on it states, "We have arrived in Warrington.
Oh shit.
We are now a mere week behind you. We have made good time between Trevor Craig and Warrington. We will likely to continue to make good time given your efforts. If we are able to lay siege at Silver Summit, then you have done your job. Signed, Knight Commander Danik of the East Guard."
Hello, Danik. Good to hear from you. Glad your traveling has been going well. We are on approach to Silver Summit in the coming days.
Might want to warn him that Bleakburg is empty.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Bleakburn is a little creepy. There's nobody there, and a whole lot of animated armor. Great ghost stories if you check the right house. So send that off to there. If the acolytes have the means to do a scroll to communicate with them, I would not be opposed.
They do not. This is going to be something you're going to have to procure and bring back.
Oh boy. I feel
If
like
it's
this
something
would
you
be
want to
the
do.
equivalent of allowing your family to do like a group text. And it's just constantly going off in my bag.
So they don't actually go off. That was just a particular one that you were like, I haven't checked this scroll in a while. I should probably do that.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those things like I could just hear it writing itself in the bag, just
Which is weird. But yes, so your time at the Monastery of Philosophy has come to a close. And in the morning, you set out unless there is anything else anybody wants to do.
Oh, I'm gonna roll my ports for the day though.
Probably smart.
Not bad. Today's gonna be a okay day. Maybe.
Okay. All right. As you proceed through the mountains, it gets a little bit chilly, but nothing like how it was with Trevor Craig. It is clear that Trevor Craig is higher up in the mountains than this particular path that you're taking. And as you take the path, Jesus Christ. I love that. Orion's quest is to become a word a day calendar, or in this case, a question a week calendar. Oh my god, I love that. As you proceed down, you reach the top of a hill. It has taken you about 2 days after leaving the monastery to even come close to seeing the start of the absolutely sprawling metropolis that is Silver Summit. Even from here, you can see the multi-leveled castle. It is a vast, sprawling castle that took thousands upon thousands upon thousands of manpower and time to build. It is clear, even from this distance, that there is upward of 1,000 rooms in this castle. Sorry. But below you is a sprawling metropolis surrounded by farmland that stretches for miles around the city, and the city itself has a very busy harbor. Matter of fact, there is a small river that winds its way through the city to the outside, and there are a variety of aqueducts that carry this water further out to the fields to make sure that all of this farmland is properly watered. From where you sit at the top of the hill, dotted throughout the city, seems to be almost places devoid of building. It is probably safe to assume, with your now familiarity with them, that these are knights' barracks. You're too far going to be dealing with. But
Uh-oh, you
this
skipped for a second there? Can you redo that
Oh.
sentence?
You're too far away to tell what sort of fighting force is there to prevent you from coming in. But there are 3 sets of curtain walls. One surrounding the outer city, one surrounding the inner city, and one surrounding the castle. Welcome to Silver Summit.
This is going to be a tough nut to crack.
Well, the army just wanted access to siege Silver Summit, which just them getting here enables them to do.
So do we actually have a job here?
We certainly have some things we can look into while we're here.
Don't forget, at the very beginning of this task set out for you, Dame Margot asked you to rescue her husband,
Mm-hmm.
Sir Virgil. So yes, you have things to do here. It is a question of whether or not you will be able to.
Yep, so we have that. I believe we have a connection worth looking into here in town. And also, if my notes are correct, there is a possible previous king hiding within the town somewhere.
Where are you going to attempt to venture first? I started asking that question. Mom, you started talking. What was up?
That's okay. It was like, how are we going to go in?
There are
Through
gates scattered throughout the oh my god, words. The city
Countryside?
walls. The city walls. Matter of fact, I am sharing with you guys.
Ooh.
Oh.
You'll be able to click on the image there. That is basically what Silver Summit looks like. It just has a second outer wall.
You know, before I
It'll-
clicked on it, I was like, that's a lovely forest. And then I clicked on it, it's like, oh, that's a city.
Pretty big city.
Mm-hmm.
There is a reason I called it a metropolis. Ignore the rest of it that's underneath that is unimportant, as that is all changed.
We're not welcomed by a layer of hanging smoke.
No.
Sad. Well, I mean, they have no reason not to let us in.
Okay. You proceed towards the city. Despite how much you could see from your vantage point, it still takes you an additional 2 days to reach the city. So the monastery is almost a 5-day journey from Silver Summit and is a 3-day journey from Bleakburn.
Okay.
And it is literally because of the sheer size of Silver Summit.
Oh, I would also have told the party what the army sent in the scroll, that they have made good ground and are now a week behind.
As you approach, you notice 2 things in particular. One, the livery colors of the soldiers that are here are shit, I had this. A bright green, like the color of brand new leaves on a tree. And a color of royal blue, as well as a few with an orangish, like an orangey fiery red.
Okay.
The city gates are open. And there is most definitely more people than there are soldiers. Which is an anomaly compared to the other places you've been, where they were almost 1-to-1.
Well, it certainly looks like we can go right on in.
As you enter the city, it is bustling with activity. People are going about their lives as if nothing is wrong. There doesn't seem to be any tension in the city. No fear of what you know is coming. I need everybody to give me a perception check, please.
What kind of check?
12.
Perception.
14.
18.
Okay.
25.
Monric, you are actually the only one that hears this little snippet of conversation as you are making your guys' way into the city. And you hear that there have been reports of demigods going missing. Even so much as a few of the minor gods are gone, because prayers are no longer being answered.
This is concerning.
However, this sounds more like a widespread problem and not necessarily something that you would be able to or have to deal with right this instant if you so desired. Okay.
Did y'all hear that? There's something going on with the demigods and lesser gods.
Oh?
Prayers aren't being answered.
Oh, that's not good.
Somebody's doing something.
You get your cart to a place where you would be able to stable the horses and deal with the cart. Sorry, I dropped my pen.
We should find a place to stay.
Yes, you should.
Well, I may have an ally here in the city, but finding them may be a little interesting.
Sure, let's go for it.
They said to find a small symbol of a falcon rising off of a shield in Silver Sun.
Okay. Do you start asking after this symbol?
I think we'll just keep our eyes out for it.
Yeah, I feel like, given my last conversation with this person, it would not be like a open knowledge type situation.
Okay. As you keep your eye out for this image, what you see is that this image has actually been graffitied on the walls.
That checks out.
And I need everybody but Orion to give me a history check, please. No, everybody but Orion.
I'm not rolling.
15.
18.
Q.
Sorry?
24.
History check.
Oh, my apologies. That was something I missed. 10!
Everybody but Sasha recognizes this symbol. This is the symbol of the Rivers family, the rightful rulers of Silver Summit. And there
It's
are
not good
enough
that-
of them. Sorry, go ahead, Mom. No, go ahead.
No, you're okay. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, players first, because all I'm doing is moving the plot forward. You first.
This doesn't look right. That if this is what we know it's from, but it says graffiti, there's something weird going on here.
What do you know it as? The symbol doesn't mean anything to me. I thought it was
Well,
code.
it's now that I've seen it, it's the rightful rulers of this place. So it's weird that it would be graffiti.
Yeah, it's the symbol of the Rivers family.
Right, I couldn't remember that.
So, if we do find my acquaintance here, we may hit two birds with one stone.
Maybe.
Certainly seems possible.
I think this is as graffiti. I think it's wise that we're just going to keep it quiet instead of asking it loud.
I mean, we could certainly ask what all the graffiti's about. We're new to town. It's certainly
How does,
a weird occurrence.
Maybe we could find out some information.
but how does it help us find your acquaintance?
It may not provide any direct information. I could attempt to see what they're doing, but that doesn't help me too much either. I could try it if you want. We could find somewhere to sit down. You guys could ask folks about the graffiti, and I can see if I can find anything out through other means.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't been around this many people before. This is new. This is a lot.
Well, probably the best bar is we head to a bar and see what's going on.
What are your thoughts, Karsef? Sasha, you've been quiet. I don't do city stuff like this. Sasha, you said you've traveled a lot.
Usually
I-
it's a lot of in and outs, to be honest. People at inns know me, but I'm usually not here for longer than at night. And come sunrise, I'm gone. Sometimes I don't even make it to towns. Usually I just rest in the trees, the forests.
Are inns in towns this large good for gathering information?
Yes. I mean, if you have to look for the right people, and I've come to realize I'm not a very good judge of character. When I think people are against me and I intimidate them, sometimes they wet themselves.
Karasev literally just all of a sudden just very caught off guard laughs.
I was trying to get information to keep everybody safe from the pits, and then I lifted a man to make him give me information of where you were, and well, he was more on my side than I realized. It was very awkward.
I can
It
I
was.
can imagine. Well, rest assured, I cannot wet myself while we converse.
You know, I'll take that as a win. But I haven't tried to intimidate you, so. But I'm not going to test it. But
I
if we
mean,
need information,
I
I'm a
can
good.
do this and wave my hand and prestidigitate myself to be moist for a second, and then prestidigitate myself back to be
No,
dry.
I don't even want to think about it, Orion. Stop. No, absolutely not.
Oh my god,
Amazing.
Orion Moist is a fucking
Oh,
thought and a half.
I don't
Moist.
want to think about it. Stop it. He just slips between my armored hands. You know. No.
Slip.
No. Absolutely not. But just know I can be an intimidating presence behind anybody who's trying to get information. Or I can be the good side of it too. I'm not a good judge of character, but I am good at talking. I say with my +9 intimidation and +9 persuasion.
I mean, fair. I feel like I do a lot of talking, but I may not be as persuasive as others. How about you, Karasef?
Uh, most don't exactly find me to be the most welcoming.
All right. So we have overtly intimidating and situationally intimidating.
Sometimes accidental intimidating.
It's very rarely accidental.
Well, sometimes I
is
don't mean
gonna
to be as
be
intimidating.
great.
It's just like suddenly it's Sasha and Karasef just out in the background, like accidental intimidation can happen. Sometimes it's just I don't mean to be as intimidating as I want to be, and then all of a sudden they're wetting themselves, and I don't know what to do with that. How do I get information out of somebody and then try and be nice to them? It's like it's too hot and cold.
I,
I know that like Sasha is taking that very seriously, and all I can think of is good cop, bad cop.
Except it's like a 2-in-1, except it
Bad cop and could be good cop?
We need Karasef and like Sasha just
Oh my
in a
God.
room with a
I need Karasef and Sasha just to be have a fucking buddy cop. That's what I need right now.
my
buddy
God.
paladins.
Yeah, the buddy paladins.
I mean, if
The
they need a space to talk to somebody, I can offer them a uninterrupted space to talk to someone.
Of course you can.
I don't but the thing is I don't like being bad cop, but sometimes it just works out.
Oh, I certainly don't mind being the bad cop. It usually gets you where you need to go.
Now I think being a good cop can get you where you need to go too, though.
Yeah, I get things
I'm just
done nicely when I'm nice.
very intently watching this back and forth between Karasef and Sasha.
Yeah.
So, does that mean going to a bar is a bad idea?
No.
No.
I guess we can start there.
Okay.
Get some food. See if we can find some information.
Okay. You lead into one of the first taverns that is near enough to the royal sigil graffiti that you think it would probably be at least sympathetic towards those trying to help. You know, there are some that are clearly like painted with King Newell's colors and his symbols, and you sort of just pass those by. And you find one. It's a little bit run down, but it's not too, out of the way. And I went looking for this because I had it all written up. Hold on. I have notes for this particular city in 4 different places in my notes pad, and I really need to get this organized. Ah, yes, okay. This place is, of course, a little bit run down. Definitely looks like the guards and the soldiers and whatnot don't really fuck around with this place. One of those it slips under the radar sort of deals. And, as you walk in, it's fairly empty given the time of day. It's sort of like mid-afternoon, so people are off at their daily jobs and nobody's come in for a night of carousing and drinking yet. There are a few patrons, those that may have just recently lost their job and are spending what little money they have left on getting absolutely shit-faced because, what's better than being depressed and drinking more to be even more depressed? And there are 2 behind the bar. A male elf and a tiefling female. And they are clearly the proprietors of this place, which was called the Dagger and Cloak.
And you said it was a male elf and a what?
Female tiefling.
Okay. So sure, we head on in.
Okay. As you enter, there are plenty of places for you to sit and maybe grab a meal. But like I said, the 2 proprietors are behind the bar. And I need everybody to give me a perception check, please.
Got it. Oh shit. 12. Seem to be pretty consistent on the perception
Woo!
checks.
25.
Look at this.
Nice.
19 plus
8.
6.
18.
15.
Hey, look, everybody
25.
rolled high, so we're good.
Look at Monric with these, like, 2 nat 20 perception checks. Damn. Dude seeing all.
Nope.
I love that.
As you approach the bar, you see very subtly carved into the wood of the bar the royal crest of the Rivers family.
Oh.
Well, good day.
Aye. What can we get you?
Hopefully some food, not for myself, but I think my companions. We just arrived from out of town.
Well, we've got some, I think it's chicken and potato today. If that might tickle your fancy.
Looks to party.
Sounds good.
It would be perfect.
And don't let the inner city fail, say none. We got the best ale in the city. Matter
I
of
will
fact, it's
take your
brewed
word
right out
for
back.
it.
And he introduces himself as Raoul Doommaker. And introduces his female partner as Nadia Spelltouched.
Okay.
So,
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
this image on your bar
Aye.
seems to be related to graffiti out in the streets.
Aye.
So, being new in town and hoping to avoid trouble, what does it mean?
Well, my friend, that means that should you be in support of the true crown of Silver Summit, you are safe here. I cannot guarantee the same if you were to support the false king. You shouldn't be talking like that, one of the drunks further down the bar has spoken up. And then they sort of devolve into an argument in a language that sounds like you might need to be Way of the Drunken Fist as a monk to understand. It's a
love
lot
that
of
for them.
slurred, it's a lot of slurred words and lack of intelligible, understandable syllables. But we haven't had visitors here in a while. What brings you to Silver Summit?
I'm hoping to reunite with a old acquaintance, old friend.
And who might ye be looking for?
One under the surname Bestra.
I can't say I'm familiar with him. But, I'll ask around to some of our other contacts and see if we can't find out if he's in town.
And when you say this is a safe place for those who still support the old king, what does that mean?
Aye. It means. And he kind of gestures for you to, like, lean over the bar, where he steps back, and as he steps back, it's like he steps off of a pressure plate, and the illusion that covers a well, not a trap door, but like a cellar door dissipates. That leads to a hiding spot. My partner stands above one that will lead you to safety. So, should a riot break out, you take the path to safety. Should we find out that the guards are coming for a raid, most will clamber down into the safety area. Especially those looking to avoid trouble. I can't pick a consistent accent for these guys, fuck it.
Interesting.
Well, it sounds like we may be on the same side then.
I was
That's good to hear.
informed upon arriving in the city to find the symbol that seems to be graffitied all over the city. My acquaintance, as well as others, would be under that banner.
Allow us the night. Let things slow down. We're about to start getting our rush. And then I would be happy to impart all of the knowledge that I have.
Do I believe this fella?
Insight check.
Sure. Eight.
Nothing about him seems to be untoward. You think, given what you know about King Newell,
Mhm.
and what you were told by Kasanov, that this might be part of the underground, and not in the criminal way.
I will look to the rest of the party. What do you think?
I think we might be on the right track.
I think so.
Right?
Well, at least it's a good spot to get some food for everyone while we wait.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Kitchen would love the idea of hopping into an actual kitchen for a night. Is that something you guys would be open to? We do travel with quite a phenomenal chef.
I don't see why not. It might give our chef a break. The poor man has been working his fingers to the bone. And before we go any further, we are going to call it here for the night. Mostly because I would like to actually hopefully have Cody here next week, so that I can just lore dump a whole bunch of shit about what's been going on in Silver Summit next week. So, barring any sort of catastrophes, we will be back on November 3rd at 7:30 p.m. EST. Just a heads up, and I will repeat this announcement when we get closer. With Christmas coming up and American Thanksgiving, we will not be doing session the Thursday of American Thanksgiving because half of my party lives in the States. So I don't know what Thursday that is. It is so weird that you're Thanksgiving's on a Thursday. Whatever
I mean,
Thursday
I would be
Thanksgiving
here,
is,
but I'm pretty sure my second mother would skin me.
we
She
won't be
would be
playing. We won't be
entitled.
playing American Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
So whatever Thursday that winds up being, there will not be a game that night. And then the week before Christmas, so the 22nd of December, and the week before New Year's, the 29th of December, we will not be playing. We will take those 2 weeks off over Christmas and New Year's so that people can enjoy and spend time with their family. However, barring any catastrophes, people falling sick, or me just having to, mentally prepare, we will actually be moving into Act 3 of this campaign before the new year, before Christmas. This campaign is slated for the players to hit level 17. So if you think King Anderson Newell is the BBEG, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, we're only level 9.
Because you're only level 9. You have another 8 levels to go.
Yo, I'll get a 9th level spell.
I'll get a 3rd level spell.
Is that where you'll
harshness.
be at level 17?
No, I think I'll have 4th level spells at least.
I was just
But
saying, I
also
think
the
you'll at
harshness
least
of
have 4.
half-casters.
Mhm.
That being said, we're gonna call it here so that Silver Summit gets all of the attention and drama it deserves. If you're going out for Halloween this weekend and on Monday night, please be safe. Make sure you wear something reflective so that the cars and whatever vehicles that are out there are going to be able to see you. Check your candy, just in case. Check your younger siblings, younger cousins' candy, just to be safe. No need to have tragedies on a night
Remember,
that's
there
supposed
is
to
a
be about fun.
tax for checking the candy.
Yes,
I was
there
just going to
is.
say that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There is a part of me that can't actually wait until my brother has kids just so I can go back out trick-or-treating again.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
I just want to go trick-or-treating again. I'm 31 years old. I miss it. Anyway.
I might actually have to deal with trick-or-treaters this year.
Also, if you are handing out candy, remember to turn your damn porch lights on. And if you're not handing out candy, turn them off.
You
It's the
turn them
rule.
off and kids still come to the door.
Well,
Man,
then they're
we
dumb.
deal with this shit every year.
You know what, last year I got a grand total of 4 people at my house, and I had decorations and my lights were on.
That sucks. To be fair, last year was the middle of the pandemic, so.
Not wrong.
At Maddie's
Anyway.
grandparents, we usually have over 200.
We
That
make the
used to
kids
be a-
and the adults cry.
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
had adults.
did.
We had adults that brought their kids that remembered coming there when they were kids.
Oh my God.
We used to
The-
go all out.
Yeah, the Riche Halloween experience was a staple in the town. That being said, please remember the pandemic is still happening, so if you're not feeling well, mask up, wash your hands, sanitize, social distance when you can, be kind to one another, and remember, roar for initiative. Have a good night, everybody. Happy Halloween!